You found Stryker of Enyo again, and yeah, you know what? This is another Achievement Guidebook. Yeah, I've already reached my 200,000. Get over it. I never would have thought normally about showing off one of these games, but you know what? King's Quest is actually, if you're using a video guide, it's about 3.5 hours. The guide itself is about 3, and you will do some pausing and trying to figure out what they're doing. But you know what? 3.5 hours, you can get a full 1,000 achievement points, and as I'm mentioning this, Chapter 1 is actually free to download. That's right. So, hey, let's get to it and get to the nitty-gritty. Just by looking at it, you would think, oh, yeah, it's one of those games where, you know, each chapter is 2 hours long and I got to do all of them. And but no, that's not the case. With King's Quest, actually, Chapter 1 is free, A Night to Remember. At least at the moment it is, and has been for several months. But yeah, you can actually get your full 1,000 achievement points out of Chapter 1 alone. And Chapter 2, 3, 4, and 5, all of which haven't come out yet, they actually are only 200 points each. And $10 US, so it's up to you if you want to continue, but here we go. Like I said, this is a pretty easy 1,000. 3 hours worth of your time, maybe 3.5 if you have to pause the video and try to figure out exactly what the walkthrough is doing. So yeah, this is the voice of Christopher Lloyd. I don't know if he returns or not. I haven't played the other King's Quest games or never got to play much of them, but they use him as a framing device, him telling a story to his granddaughter here, kind of like in The Princess Bride, and even an actor from The Princess Bride shows up a bit later, and that's kind of cool touch. But that's how they tell the story of, you know, Graham back when he was younger, and it works pretty good, especially when he dies. Pretty humorous. You want to use UK Gaming Network. Use them for their walkthrough. They have it in 2 parts, about an hour and a half apiece. One caveat, though, that you should be aware of is the fact that, yeah, the game is very pretty, very cinematic at times. Love the animation and whatnot. If you want to take your time, you can, and you probably will spend about 4 or 5 hours figuring it out. But if you just want to get through the game, yeah, their walkthrough is exactly about 3 hours long, give or take. You might be pausing the video and whatnot. There is a mistake, and funnily enough, it is after the mistake achievement. If you go to their video on YouTube and you have the you pick the show more, it will show you exactly where you need to get a different achievement, or because I guess they missed one, so just be aware of that in their playlist. That's the biggest thing, is you can get everything as long as you do what they do in that video. But yeah, just be aware that after the mistake achievement name, there's another one you need to insert, something like no one messes with Squirrel Badger, something like that. But yeah, you know, it's a pretty beautiful looking game. I really do like the animation. The mouth movements are really done very well. But yeah, it's a puzzle game. But yeah, use a UK Gaming Network. They will get you pretty much everything. There is no commentary, so you won't have someone really explaining it to you. I honestly kind of wanted to do something like that where I would explain it, but yeah, you gotta realize, I mean, granted, they basically show all cutscenes and all dialogue, and if they screw up, well, then they actually show replaying it a little bit. But it'd be a bit of work, and especially with my my 5-minute limit here on Upload Studio, you know, per video segment, I'd be kind of rushing it to try to do something like that. But yeah, I really do recommend it. Like I said, it's 3 hours. It is a pretty easy walkthrough. You know, you might be looking at a lot more time if you're trying to figure these things out on your own. And so I heartily recommend a video walkthrough if you just want to get through it. But really, it's not a bad game. It actually is done very well, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to picking up the other episodes as they come out. There's a good bit of humor to it, some good writing, and it definitely is a step up if you're used to nothing but the Telltale game stuff. Not that the Walking Dead stuff is bad, or Tales from the Borderland, but the other stuff, yeah, you definitely want to try this beforehand. But yeah, if it's still free, then by all means you need to make sure to download this right away, because it's 1,000 achievements just for Chapter 1. And if you want to pay another $10, you can check out Chapter 2, but you're only going to be able to get up to 200 achievement points in that. And apparently each consecutive chapter after that, except maybe the last one, if they're going to make it an even 2,000. But so far, you know, Chapters 4 and 5 are not out yet as I write this. But yeah, it's really not bad. Like I said, it's pretty humorous, but you will be walking around a bit trying to figure out what to do if you're trying to do it on your own. But even then, you're looking at maybe 4 or 5 hours. It's really not too bad. And like I said, the writing is actually fairly funny. And when you're done using an item, they usually have a humorous way of being like, I did not need that item any longer, you know, from Christopher Lloyd. And the daughter's like, are you sure, Grandpa? And like, yes, I was done with it. You know, it's kind of humorous. But yeah, this is an absolute treat if you did not want to pay money for the next King's Quest game, but you kind of were interested in doing it, or you thought it's just going to be like the other Telltale stuff, or at least the Telltale stuff that's not as good. But yeah, this actually isn't too bad. And, you know, a few little action sequences, and like I said, the animation is done pretty well, so I can wholeheartedly recommend try this. Look up that UK Gaming Network walkthrough, and you will get everything. Otherwise, there's a lot of missable achievements, so you need to be doing specifically what they're showing. But yeah, just do your research and have some fun. I give the difficulty only a 2 if you're using the walkthrough, 3 if not.